for your host, and I'll tell you so much going on in the world. These are challenging times, but I'm so excited to have these three incredible executives from all different segments of the vacation industry to share their views on the wisdom that we can offer you right now during these challenging times. And well, I'll tell you, I think never before have more people going to want to take a vacation when all this thing is behind us. But let me first of all introduce one of my favorite people in the entire vacation industry, Mrs. Vicki Freed, the Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Vicki, welcome to Vacation Views.
Thanks, Mark. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to chat with you.
Well, I know you've got so much going on. You're one of the busiest people that I know. So, Vicki, we talk about these being challenging times like they've never happened before, but we most certainly have had a lot of challenging times. I equate kind of this whole situation right now maybe the most similar to September 11th of 2001, when we all didn't know what to do, and we didn't know if the world would come back, and we didn't know if we'd ever get to take a vacation again. And then, Vicki, as we know, things came back tremendously strong after that, didn't they?
They sure did. And, I guess you could look at these times as the ultimate stay vacation, right? We're all at home and we're thinking about the vacation we really want to take, not the vacation that we're currently in where we're just kind of stuck at home. And this is a really good opportunity for people to start putting their priorities of where they want to spend their time with their family, their friends, their loved ones, and how they want to spend it. And certainly vacations, once we get back into the vacation cycle and the business, it's going to be pent-up demand. People are going to want to go.
I think, Vicki, more than ever before. I mean, it's one thing, to be at home, right? It's another thing not to even be able to go out to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant with friends or family. I just know this thing, when it's over with, the pent-up demand for vacations is going to be there. And, Vicki, the other thing is we saw it happen after September 11th of 2001. Things around January 1st came back just tremendously. Well, the real reality in Royal Caribbean kind of led the charge with some incredibly great cruise values. And the same thing is going to happen this time, Vicki. Don't you think there's going to be a lot of great values out there very shortly?
Oh, 100%. So we are actually, believe it or not, making new bookings every single day. And these are people who are looking at our pricing and saying, oh my gosh, I could never have afforded, or I didn't want to spend the money to go on an Oasis class ship. And now the pricing is so affordable that people are buying. It's not like we normally would be selling, but we are selling lots of people on their future vacation. So it is a good time. If you're thinking about going on a vacation, this is the right time to make those purchases.
I mean, it really is, Vicki. You are so right on that. And I have told our staff, Mimi and I have told our staff so many times that there's always a percentage of the public that is going to be very fearful and not do anything. And there will also be a percentage of the public that will be looking for the deals and be ready to make their vacation decisions. And Vicki, to your point, Mimi and I just looked at our numbers today for March, and it actually was shocking to me. We're having a fair month with everything that has happened, really a fair month. Now, a good part of that, yes, is people that are rebooking their vacations, that have vacations for, say, March, late March or April or even early May, mid-May. And yes, some of that is that, no question about it, but we find the same thing happening. We have a lot of people already taking advantage of these great deals for summertime, fall, winter, even into 2021. So there are the deals right now out there, and that's your point, correct?
That is, and we have friends and family rates out there. We have kids sail free. We have all kinds of promotions that are so attractive to the consumer. They're saying, I'm ready. I need that summer vacation and I want to book. And then, we have our Cruise with Confidence program that's good all the way through the end of July 31st, which means that if at any time, if you are sailing between now and July 31st, you say, you know what, I've changed my mind. I don't feel like I'm really ready for this vacation. You can cancel up to 48 hours before and get a future cruise credit for the entire amount, no penalties. So that gives the consumer a lot of confidence when they're booking Royal Caribbean.
That gives the consumer a lot of confidence with Royal Caribbean. And Vicki, let's go back to the theme of this show today. I want it to be wisdom on these challenging times. You truly I think the world of you. You're one of the wisest people, I think, in this industry. You've also got a lot of experience under your belt. What kind of wisdom are you sharing with consumers and travel agents alike? But let's talk consumers first.
Well, I think this is a time that's sort of a reset. I think we all have to kind of say, okay, we have a pause in our life, in our world, in our country. And it's a good time to kind of put your priorities in perspective and what's important to you. For so many people, I see it in my own neighborhood. In the evenings, people are on bike rides with their kids and they're walking and they're jogging and they're out. They're out in their neighborhood because that's all they can be. And I was riding my bike with my son, who is 24 years old, and I said to my son, Brent, when was the last time you and I rode a bike together? Probably when you were 8 years old. So I think this has allowed us to kind of reset our priorities and connect with one another. And so take advantage of being stuck at home, because it's really an advantage you have at this moment to be with your family and friends. Tonight, for example, we're doing a Zoom dinner party. And so it's my son's birthday. And I have two other kids who live in different states, and we're all going to be talking to one another and eating our dinners in our respective homes, and really trying to connect with one another. And I think we sort of lost sight of that, Mark, with technology and everybody's on their phones all the time and everybody's, rushing. We lost sight of what's really important in our lives, and that is truly our family and our friends.
Boy, Vicki, there have been more true words than those, and it just gives us a chance. I like the word reset. I think that's so good. Vicki, you've been on the campaign to be kind well before this, but this is another time that we should all understand everybody's gone through something uniquely different. We do need to be patient and we need to be kind with people, don't we?
We absolutely do. And, I think, again, this whole pause allows us to slow down a bit and to appreciate the people in our lives and the thank yous and, send a note. Doctor's Day is March 30th. And send a note to a healthcare professional. Send a note to your doctor. Say, I just was thinking about you. And even if it's past Doctor's Day, if you just send a handwritten note to somebody and just said, thinking about you, and I just want to say thank you for the difference you're making in the world and in my life. And people aren't used to getting something in the mail. When they get something in the mail, it's going to touch their heart. And I think, what does it really take, Mark? It takes a stamp, a little bit of time, a minute or two, to write a beautiful note to somebody just saying, I appreciate you.
Yes, that's 100% right. And you are right. We're not used to that, especially handwritten anymore. Isn't that right, Vicki?
I know everything is in text and email, but it's not the same, and there is that saying, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I think we can be kinder to one another. And I think this whole coronavirus has done that. I think now the borders and all the angst and anger has kind of like settled, where we're saying, let's all work together as a community and as a country and as a world and try and find solutions together. And so let's all be a little more thoughtful and kind to one another, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm going to summarize Vicki Freed. And number one is be kind. I think I took out of that, be positive too, right, Vicki? People need positive people right now. That's part of what the show is about today. I want people to hear some positivity. That's important in our day-to-day lives, isn't it?
It sure is. And, many of us are leaders, whether it's leaders in our work or leaders in our family life. And we have to demonstrate leadership at this point. And leadership is about staying positive, keeping people motivated and inspired. There's no advantage to having people wallow in negativity. There's nothing you gain from that except sadness. So let's change our perspective, change our view, our lens, and say, let's be positive. It's a tough time, no doubt, but let's put on those rose-colored glasses and say, we will be out of this soon, and we will continue on as great Americans.
I like that a lot, Vicki, and I'm going to share a little bit. You know all about this. Your chairman, Royal Caribbean's chairman, Richard Fain, just one of the greatest guys in the whole world and such an incredible leader that you have the privilege of working and we have a privilege of taking advantage of so much of the great things that have happened under his leadership and your leadership, Vicki. But I love the video that he sent out to all the travel agents because it was all so positive. You've done the same thing. And the positivity analogy that he used, I loved. It was about, hey, we are all in a storm right now. And we can't see the end of the storm. And it might very well get worse before it gets better. We just don't know that. But we will get out of the storm. And then we will soon be looking back and the storm will be in our rearview mirror and we will then be moving forward. And isn't that just a great analogy?
It is. And if you think about life, that is life, right? 9/11 happened. And then nobody was going to fly again. But then we all started to fly again because it got safer, right? We now have to go through TSA, but that's for all of our benefit. And so, just like we all saw in the cruise industry, people were afraid of being quarantined on ships. We're going to have figured that out. And we already have figured it out. And that's not going to happen again. And we are going to move forward with better health and safety and features. And so, all of this is good learning for all of us. We go forward. We'll get out of this storm because we always do.
We always do. We're a strong, resilient country. Our people are so strong, resilient. And I do know people are going to, I'm there already, Vicki. We're ready for a vacation, and I cannot wait for that to come back. And Vicki, on the subject of the ships being safe and healthy, I was talking to your representative that calls on us, Mr. Abe Hughes, and I said, Abe, never before in the history of the cruise industry will ships and the crew be cleaner than they are right now. And that's really true. And that'll go forward too, won't it, Vicki?
100%. We're already taking the necessary steps for social distancing as much as you can on a cruise ship. But we're there, and we're going to continue to fine-tune it and tweak it until we're even better than we are.
And by the way, I cannot wait, Vicki. One of the things that gets me through the day, I've got this beautiful picture of It's a Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And I look at that picture all the time. And it just makes me want to go there so bad and take my family, take my wife, Mimi, that you know so very well, my daughter, Andrea, her husband, Jorge, and my favorite grandson, Javi, my favorite granddaughter, Ariel, and my son, Spencer, and his girlfriend, Monica. And I think being right there, right now, Vicki, is one of those visuals I have that everybody should have. And isn't this a great time to go find that perfect place that brings you happiness that you want to go to someday in your life? It's a perfect time to find that place and look at it and research it right now.
Absolutely. And, the travel advisors out there are the go-to people because they know the world, they know the best destinations, and they can help match the consumer to the right vacation experience based on what the consumer is looking for. So you're right about Perfect Day, and that is a perfect day. And many of our ships right now are docked in Perfect Day with no guests on board, but our crew, they're loving Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
I wish I was there with them. And Vicki, I think the other thing that maybe we've all learned from this is, at least I feel this way, Vicki, never before in our history, at 31 years in this business, has the value of a professional travel advisor been more important than right now. And I bet you agree with that too, don't you?
I do, because, a travel advisor really does not sell a vacation. A lot of times consumers think, I don't want to go to a travel agent because they're going to just sell me a vacation. And the really great travel advisors, they don't sell anybody anything. They helped the consumer make the right buying decision. And so when you're helping someone make the right buying decision, you're on the same side of the bench. I want what's good for you. This isn't about making a sale. This is about matching the right vacation for you for this time in your life. And that's what your advisors do every single day. And we're so blessed in our industry that we rely on travel advisors to help create incredible memories for Royal Caribbean, for guests on board our ships. It's a win-win all the way around.
Vicki, you've known our staff, you've known Mimi and I for, 3 decades now. And I don't know, I'm selfish, but I think we're some of the most caring, knowledgeable travel advisors in the industry. And I know you see them all, but there's just tremendous value in having somebody like us who cares and who knows, who's up on the policies, who can find the best deals for our clients and cares about them. And that's, by the way, that's our philosophy. You use the word matching them up. That's what we do every day. We match people up with the very best option for them. And that's what we've been doing for 31 years. And Vicki, I want to just say
Yes,
thank
you
you.
have.
Yes, and I want to say thank you for joining us. I know how busy you are right now, and it means a lot. Any last words of wisdom for us?
Just take advantage of the quietness and the slowness and being at home, and take advantage of connecting with people, and just, take it moment by moment, because pretty soon we'll be back to our crazy, hectic lives, and we won't have the same slowness in our life that we currently have. So take advantage of it.
I agree. I agree. This might not happen again. I hope it doesn't for a long, long time. Vicki Freed, thank you so much for joining me today. Tell your son happy birthday, okay?
I will. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye. That was Vicki Freed, Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, one of the sharpest executives in the entire vacation industry, and a great friend of ours and a great friend of yours. Hey, this is Mark Comfort Vacation Views. Stay tuned. I've got Christine Karst with AMA Waterways to share her wisdom during these challenging times. I'll be right back.
You just bounce out of it. Did you hit finish or resume?
I hit resume to see what that
I
did.
think
Let's
it's probably
put.
rolling right now then.
I think that's great. Everybody will know we're working on this.